What an exciting time. The congressional hearing of Peter Strzok, or Strzok. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Listen, I'm from the South, okay? You don't put four consonants in a row in a last name. You got to give us some vowels down here, okay? So you know what? We got to move his name to what a Southerner would do. Call him, the initials, PTBB, RT, whatever. We'll call him PS. Or give him just a good old boy name like Bubba. Well, I couldn't do that because that would give a bad name to a good old Southern boy. So I'll just call him PS. So he was on, not trial, but just a hearing, which, by the way, was another typical swamp, activity that is useless. There's no truth. There's no gain. There's nothing from this. Anytime I hear about a congressional hearing, usually it's about political grandstanding, one party or the other. So since Strzok is a big-time Democrat, this was a chance for Republicans to show off their, whoop-de-dooism. And they did. Trey Gowdy, of course, Gomer and others getting to say, look at me, I'm just an awesome guy, throwing it back at him. Total waste of time. If I'd been there, some questions I'd like to ask would have been something like this. Number one, Mr. PS, please tell me how, of all the FBI agents that are out there, only you can handle these big political, investigations. He was the lead investigator for both the Hillary Clinton email scandal as well as this whole Russian Trump business. I mean, there's no one else that could handle it. I mean, is he also the janitor at the FBI headquarters? And on top of that, he was included in the group of Mueller investigators. Of course, he got kicked off because of his little fling with Lisa Page, I guess, or being biased or whatever. And that's funny, too. He said that he wasn't biased against Trump in the investigation part. He was true, 100% perfect in that. I mean, what a joke, dude. I mean, what a joke. I would have loved to have pressed him like this. Mr. Strzok, you are an employee of the residents or citizens of the United States. I want to know what you're paid. Honestly, I looked on Google trying to find out. I couldn't even find out what his salary is. Even worse, he's been with the FBI 22 years. 22 years. I bet he's 48 years old. I bet he could retire next week and get a six-figure pension for life, have his health care prescriptions paid for entirely. Something 99.9% of Americans could never have or enjoy, yet we, the taxpayers, will be carrying him on our backs his entire life. Put his butt against the wall. Make him say what his salary is. Make him say to Americans what his pension is going to be that they are going to pay, and make him just stand up to what he has done. Let him be responsible to taxpayers. I'd also like to know about his wife, not Lisa Page. We know about her. His wife's name is Melissa Hodgman. Do you realize she is a bigwig at the SEC, Security and Exchange Commission? I mean, listen, these people are responsible for financial crimes of the rich and powerful people, companies, nations even. Was there any stuff going on there? Was there any inside stuff? Is she as biased against Trump as her husband is? Nothing said about that. There's other questions I would have asked too, but you know what? That would say, well, we're looking for truth, which is not what a congressional hearing is about. It's about grandstanding. And for that, we had success.